Hello, and welcome to part number 3 of Eisenhower's Gift, the 5-part mini-series where we are tackling some of the biggest productivity myths on the planet and giving you Eisenhower's Gift, the Eisenhower Matrix, on how to become more productive, meaning getting more done with less time and effort. My name is Michael Bridgman, and if you're here, then you are somebody who wants to accomplish amazing things in your life, and I am here to support you in that and to help you get those things done by introducing you to one of the most powerful productivity tools that I have ever got my hands on, which is Eisenhower's Matrix, and by helping you debunk some of the most predominant productivity myths that you're ever going to run into. This is part number 3 of a 5-part mini-series. So if you're watching this one first, I really encourage you, head on back, watch episode number 4 or watch episode number 1, part number 1, which is in my YouTube channel. You'll be able to find that, or in your emails if that's where you're watching this. So if this is the first of these videos that you're watching, I really encourage you watch number 1 so you can get an idea as to what the whole 5-part series is all about and start there. But otherwise, I am ready to jump into part number 3 here and show you how to debunk the next 2 big productivity myths that a lot of us run into. So let's dive over into my screen and we're going to jump into the next one. Okay, my friends. So often start every day, or every week, I should say, with a big to-do list. And one of my productivity coaches, one of my gurus that I sought advice from, he walked me through this exercise where I would essentially take everything I wanted to do in the week and dump it all down onto paper and then start to organize it accordingly from there. And so every day I would essentially show up and I would start tackling the items that were on that to-do list. Just start going, okay, I did these 6 yesterday. It's time to catch another, get another 7 or 8 knocked out. Let's just start going. Bah, 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 bah. And then often, I'd have a to-do list that also included things that were, real fire starters from the day before. So these were some big challenges that I might be facing from the day before, and I'd dive in on those things too. So I would start every day with this laundry list of tasks and action items and things that I had to do. So I would start every day. I'm just going to pop over to my screen here with all of these items, right? So here I am, I'm starting my day. Here we go. I'm starting my day. It's a beautiful sunny day. And I've got all this energy, right? I'm cranked up. I've got all this energy. And here I go and I start on my to-do list. So I start knocking things off and I'm bam, 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 bam. And I'm getting that done, that done, that done, this done, whatever. Like I'm just knocking things off my list. And I would come along and this would take me, let's say, 3 to 4 hours. Okay. So suddenly my workday, if we just say typical workday starting at 8 or 9 o'clock, this is going to take me to between 11 and 12, right? So essentially take me to lunchtime. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't find I'm anywhere near as productive after lunch. I don't find I'm anywhere near as on task, as action-oriented, as energized after lunch in that early afternoon time period as I am before lunch. They call it siesta for a reason, right? So I would run into this lull. So I'd be knocking things off my to-do list. And one of the things that I kept predominantly doing, let's do it over here, is I was avoiding something. I was avoiding something. When I focused my day, especially the first half of my day on this to-do list, what I was really doing was I was avoiding the BC of what was going on. And BC, my friend, stands for big challenge. I was avoiding the biggest challenges. And what I do is I would say to myself, and if you caught yourself saying this, I would say, oh, you know what, I'll get to that right after lunch. You know, I've got this big challenge. Let's say it's putting together my next month's marketing plan for my business, one of my businesses. And I'm like, okay, this is going to take a lot of creative power, creative energy. I would trick myself and say, okay, I want to have a good rhythm. I want to have a really good rhythm. So I'm going to start my day with my to-do list, get a whole bunch of things accomplished, feel successful, right? And then head into this very highly creative endeavor, which is going to take a lot of time and effort and energy. Bang, 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 enough of those to do things. Come back in the afternoon, you know, quite often, a little bit sleepy, maybe have a cup of coffee and not really rummage around. So I'd spend some time on my email. I'd spend some time checking my, social media channels. I'd be like, I should watch something, something on YouTube. I'll go find something inspirational, educational, edutainment, and I'll get cranked up. I've got a course on this. I'll go watch a 15-minute section of the course. Suddenly it was 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I would think, I'm going to be heading home pretty soon. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just wrap up a few of these other things on my to-do list. Just wrap a few of these other things up, and then I'll go home. And I'll go home and I'll have dinner. My wife and I will relax. We'll have dinner, and then I'll spend some time after dinner doing this. This was all pre us having children, right? Having kids was one of the most powerful productivity tools and inspirations I've ever had in my life, because I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss a thing with those little guys. And becoming more focused and more productive, make sure that I don't. So I would have this day set up. You ever have this, right? And and this is what would happen to me. And I'm sure if you're watching this, it probably happens to you. I'd get all these to-do list things done. And then I'd still be at the end of my day going, man, but I didn't actually move the needle on the thing I needed to do most. And now I've got this other set of to-dos, this other tasks that I got to do tomorrow, because some I didn't get done and new ones got added. And I got trapped in this perpetual ritual of starting my day with my to-do list. But here's the thing, my friends, is it doesn't lead to productivity. Starting your day with your to-do list, your tasks, doesn't lend itself to becoming more productive. It just lends itself to getting more things done, but not actually moving the needle in your company. Because let me ask you, if you had changed that, like if I had changed this, I'm going to pop over to my screen here for a second. If I had changed this, if I'd said, you know what, here's my AM slot, okay? I've got 3 hours here. I'm going to do my marketing plan. I've got my nice cup of coffee. I'm going to do my marketing plan in these 3 hours. And then I'm going to have my lunch. And then I'm going to start on my to-dos. These things will energize themselves. These are small tasks, right? These are things that all of this stuff right in here are things that are relatively no-brainer. This one, okay, this is the one that takes all that creative energy. So my recommendation to you is to avoid starting your day with your to-do list. If you show up every single day and the first step is to start in on your to-do list, my friends, I'm telling you right now, you're already losing the productivity battle. So I encourage you, do not do this. Okay? Start with the biggest current challenge that you're facing, the big kahuna that you need to tackle when you've got that creative energy, when you've got that drive. And this can happen whenever. If you start your day at 6 a.m., like if this is 6 a.m. for you, then congratulations. If this is 10 a.m. for you, then congratulations. If it's 1 p.m. for you, then congratulations. I don't care where it is. All I'm saying is start your day wherever it starts on the biggest thing. I'm making a mess here on this board, but start it on the biggest kahuna, the big fish that you need to fry that day. And trust me, you will stack productivity and project finish after productivity and project finish over and over and over again, because you're using your most efficient and effective energy slot for the thing that is the biggest challenge. This is especially true if you have kids. All right. So that is myth number 3, or myth number 4, I should say, starting with your to-do list. So now let's dive into myth number 5. Okay. Let's dive into myth number 5. Peace of mind versus persistence. And now this one could get me into some trouble. I think one of the most predominant myths that we face in productivity is that we have to be in the right frame of mind in order to be productive. We have to be in the right headspace to be productive. I know I just said that using the first 3 or 4 hours of your workday is your most productive time. And I'm not, yes, that is when you predominantly have the most energy. That's kind of proven by science. But what I'm saying here is that a lot of people, they procrastinate by simply saying that, I'm not in the mood. I'm not feeling inspired right now. I'm not in the right headspace. I'm not in the right mind space for this. It's another form of procrastination. It's another form of being unproductive. Now, I'd mentioned in part number 2 here that my first career was as a professional actor. So I was an artist. And I'll tell you, my friends, a lot of the people that I worked with, they had all of these sort of rituals of how to get themselves in the right headspace and get themselves in the right place to be creative and everything else. And as much as I respect them and those rituals, they would often go, you know, I don't have any more energy for this, or they would back off of some of the most biggest artistic breakthroughs they could have because they wouldn't push through. They wouldn't persist. And when we're looking for a great accomplishment, when you want to get something amazing done, one of the things that you got to realize is that quite often our biggest leaps come after our biggest challenges. They come when we pursue through some of the hardest spots that we face. And when the times get toughest, that's often when the most successful get the most focused. So a lot of people wait, though. A lot of people wait. They simply go, I'm not in the right state of mind, or I need peace of mind, right? And they're waiting. In other words, they're saying, when this happens, then I'll take action. And so they wait. And they wait and they wait. And, you know, sometimes hours go by, sometimes afternoons, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years, sometimes decades before they do this. Now tell me, if it takes you 10 years to act on the thing, is that being productive? No. No. This is a huge myth. I encourage you, don't seek a peaceful state of mind before being productive. Persist through the challenges. Be a battleship towards the results that you're looking for. Don't let the storm dictate the results. I encourage you, navigate through the choppy waters and push through. Some of the greatest breakthroughs I ever had as an artist were when we were 5, 6, 8 hours into a rehearsal period. We're exhausted and we're frustrated because the scene might not be working the way we want it to, yet we don't stop. We don't delegate to this. We don't go, you know what, let's come back at it tomorrow. We have a fresh set of eyes. We go, you know what? No, there's something on the other side of this challenge. You know, there's that great, we've all seen it. There's that great comic of a miner, right? And there he is, you know, and he's got the pickaxe in his hand. He's chopping away, and here's the edge, right? And you've got all of the gold right here, just on the edge. All of this gold, right? But of course, he can't see this. Like, he can't see that it's here. She cannot see that it's here. Like, they don't know. They've got no idea. And so when it comes to productivity, you don't know when you're at your breakthrough. You don't know when you're just a few chops away from discovering the gold mine that is your brilliance. You don't know when that moment's going to happen. So I encourage you to persist. Don't rest on your laurels. Don't rest. Persist until you find the breakthrough and you go, that's what I was looking for. Because then suddenly it's like an avalanche of possibility starts to take place. You know, you suddenly chop through and there you are on the other side, right? There you are, you chop through and suddenly this is now open, right? And it's no longer a question mark. Now you can see it. Eureka! That's a K, by the way. That's an A. Now you can see it. So one of the keys for my own personal productivity, and I believe this for you as well, is that when the going gets tough, get tougher. Don't fall into the trap of going, oh, you know what? When this feels better, when I have a better state of mind, then I'll be able to tackle this. Persist. Keep chopping away at that hillside because your goal is just within reach. And quite often, as soon as you push through those barriers, a whole avalanche of possibility, an incredible amount of discovery happens, because this here is where you carve out your genius, where you become your best. You think Olympic athletes stop when things get uncomfortable? You know, when they're practicing, I mean, it's about to be the Summer Olympics here, when they're practicing, right? And they're practicing and they're practicing and they're practicing. Do you think they go, you know what, that's, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm supposed to have another 30 minutes, but I just don't feel it. I just don't feel it today. I'm going to back off. No, they persist. And so that, my friends, is myth number 5. All right. That peace of mind is not as powerful as persistence in the level of becoming more productive. As I'd mentioned, some of my most productive moments have been once I've pushed past the challenges and pushed past those moments and said, no, you know what? Yes, I did my to-do list this morning, and yes, I'm tired and I was not focused as I should have been, but I'm doing this anyway because there is greatness on the other side of this persistence. And that, my friends, is the 5th myth of productivity, that you need to have peace of mind instead of persistence to be more productive. We're often looking for the best muse and the best inspiration, and that comes through persistence, not through tranquility and peace of mind and easy state. Greatness comes in chiseling out what you want, not just simply waiting for it to show up. All right. So this concludes part number 3, my friends, of the Eisenhower's Gift 5-part mini-series on productivity. I hope you're getting great value out of this. If you have, hit that subscribe button, get down there, hit the like button, and the notifications, because we'll let you know when part number 4 is released. If you have not yet watched part number 1 and part number 2, go back, watch those ones. so that you'll have more value when you get to part number 4, which is what so many of you have been waiting for as well, is the product, or is the Eisenhower Matrix. This is his gift, the great late Mr. Eisenhower, 34th president. He gave us an incredible productivity matrix gift, and I'm going to show you how it works and how I use it in my life every single day. So you're going to get a phenomenal tool to put in your hip pocket in part number 4. So I encourage you, if you haven't watched part number 1 yet, drop back over, watch part number 1, part number 2. This has been part number 3, where we debunked 2 more productivity myths. Myth number 4, starting with your to-do list, and myth number 5, peace of mind versus persistence. So thanks so much for watching this, my friends. I hope you got great value out of today. And remember, have fun, be more, and love lots. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Ciao for now.